Show. I'm Will Sutton, and I am very pleased to let you know that the good Lord woke me up, planted my feet on the floor, and made sure that I got to this Black Talk radio station, WBOK 1230 AM. I was happy to see this morning Jared Rod let me into the station, and right behind him, Ro Brown.
Good morning.
What? I can't be happy to see you?
No, I just, the bell caught me off guard. That's all.
Well, I'm sure Miss Mary doesn't ring a bell every time she sees you.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But I every now and then, it's certainly not every time I see Cheryl, but every now and then I like to ring a bell.
Okay.
So just let her know. Yeah, I love you enough to ring.
She ring a bell when she sees you?
It's been a little while.
No, doing it.
Been a little while.
Yeah, good morning, everybody.
I got to
Good
keep my
Monday. What's the date today?
Today is the 8th, since yesterday was June 7th. So here we are in the month of June. And not only a month of June, we're about a week in to a month of June. So before you know it, it's going to be Essence Festival time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
July.
Yeah, July 4th weekend. And today, if you get up and get out of there and you look outside, you don't need galoshes today. You probably don't need your umbrella today. But it's going to get up to about 86. And it's going to be cloudy most of the day. So it's kind of a feel-good hot.
It's June. You need your rain. You need your rain gear someplace.
Well, okay, you're right. Yeah, I got two umbrellas in my car.
You need it someplace.
Yeah.
Could be, your house only.
Yeah.
That happened a couple times when I was growing up.
Yeah.
It was a good thing because my mom had a great garden. And a couple times it just rained on our yard, on our house, no other house. So I've seen that movie before.
Yeah. Yep. Well, the weather is looking pretty nice right now. It's June in New Orleans. What do you expect?
Yeah.
So we're not into the 90s at this point. It's going to hit a high of somewhere around 88, 89 degrees. But go ahead and plan your week now, because later this week we can expect rain. Looks like Thursday through Sunday there's going to be rain in and around our area. So those of you who have plans already, as I do, you might want to consider alternative plans or how to make those plans work, because one thing's for sure, it doesn't look like it's going to be raining and thunderstorming each day. It looks like thunderstorms on Saturday and Sunday, but probably not all day, each day in every part of New Orleans and Jefferson Parish, St. Bernard, St. Tammany. So just be aware that go ahead and start looking ahead, because that is going to be something to prep for. And we've got a lot of news and information that we're going to be sharing with you today. And one of those things is we had development over the weekend with our HBCU Legacy Bowl. So that news came out on Friday, I believe it was. Most people found out Friday.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there were some people who knew a day or two before.
Right.
But there were certainly people who heard more about it on Friday. And, generally speaking, the media kind of missed it. And kind of caught up with it. And I will say this: let me course correct myself. The HBCU sports media did not miss it.
Yeah, it depends on who it's important to.
That's right.
And, in June, an HBCU college all-star game that's played in February.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. I
Yeah,
get it.
yeah.
So, yep.
It's not that big a deal.
Yeah. Well, we had one local TV station did a report about it, and let's hear that story from WGNO. Okay. We have a technical difficulty with that.
Well, for those of you that
we
don't know
the story.
Yeah, don't know. The HBCU Legacy Bowl was something that was started 5 years ago
Yeah.
by the co-founders of the Black College Football. Oh, okay. We have it?
Ready to go? Okay. All right.
Okay, what I was going to say was founded by the co-founders of the Black College Football Hall of Fame, legendary quarterbacks Doug Williams and James Shaq Harris, and it was an effort to get more exposure for student athletes, football players at historically black colleges and universities, giving them more exposure to professional scouts and all, and it came about because of the small number of HBCU student athletes who are selected during these days in the National Football League draft. And it was added on, they had things like a job fair that's become a big part of that weekend. And the game was played here the first 5 years at Ullman Stadium on the campus of Tulane University. So that's what the HBCU Legacy Bowl is.
Yeah, and it was, it has been, it will continue to be a good opportunity for HBCU players. And with the Legacy Bowl, these are not just anybody from HBCU teams. These are some of the best performing athletes at our HBCUs who get selected to play at a postseason game where NFL scouts and others can come and see them play. And they got an opportunity to see some competitors as colleagues on. They got a chance to see some of their colleagues, competitors, as colleagues on the same team. And then they also were able to see some players that they might have heard about, might have seen video of, but they've never seen them in live action. And so there they are, either on the one team or the other team. And then it's Robinson and Gaither, right?
Right. Teams named after legendary football coaches, two of the great coaches of all time, Alonzo Jake Gaither at Florida A&M University, Rattlers all those years, and, of course, the great Eddie Robinson of Grambling State University. So they named the two teams after them, which is a nice thing.
Yeah. And for those of you who are not into bowls, I mean, bowls are a wonderful postseason opportunity for a lot of folks to showcase their talents and to go beyond the regular season, play in a sport that they love. So your team, in this case, might not make a bowl, but you play well enough. You're perhaps the star at your team, but then you join some other stars from some other teams, and you see how good you are.
but that's it. It was really main. There's a combine, by the way, during that week, where NFL coaches go through the combine, where you see them, they time there, and how fast they are, how big they are, how tall they really are, and all that good stuff. And they do that out at Saints Camp, or at Tulane, and the Saints have been, helpful in all of this, and it's a chance for scouts to see these people because some believe that scouts don't go to HBCUs.
What do you think?
Well, I think the reality of it is that they're going to find if you're good enough, they're going to find you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure it's that they don't go there, but I mean, let's face it, and I think Doug and Shaq would agree with this. The elite black athletes no longer at HBCUs.
Right. Yeah. Sure.
They're at LSU and they're at Alabama.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're at Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
That's it's not like when Shaq Harris was at Grambling.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Now the problem is, and it's nothing you can do about it now. At the time, they didn't. They either didn't think or many acted like there weren't elite athletes at HBCUs.
Mm-hmm.
50 years ago when Shaq Harris was at Grambling State University. And we know they were because all the black guys you see playing in the SEC now, the guys who were playing at HBCUs then.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's just a fact that, no, there were no players from HBCUs drafted in the NFL draft this year again. So, and it doesn't mean that the HBCU Legacy Bowl is a failure. It doesn't mean that they shouldn't do it. I think they should. And, but that's, an example. And there will be somebody or bodies playing in this game who will end up playing in the National Football League. Mm-hmm. Usually it's always the case. And, that's where it stands right now.
Well, and you mentioned the career fair, which was another opportunity for these athletes to be seen for their intellect, for their skills that they have developed while in college.
Yeah, but not just athletes.
And that's what I was going to say.
Mm-hmm.
So it's they're there for the game, but a number of HBCU students were there, and they don't play football. They're not on the training staff. They're not associated with a football team. They see a wonderful opportunity and see a wonderful game. And so there are students, in particular from Dillard University, Xavier University, SUNO, Southern University of Baton Rouge, who would come to New Orleans for the weekend, or at least overnight or a day or so.
Now, one of the other reasons why there's an indication that it moved from New Orleans to Atlanta was the proximity in Atlanta to a greater number of HBCUs.
Absolutely. Clark Atlanta University.
For that reason,
Clark Atlanta University, you got the Spelman
the state
College.
State of North Carolina has about 100 HBCUs.
Oh, come on now.
well,
it's a lot.
think about it.
I know. It's
well,
a lot.
North Carolina Central, North Carolina A&T, Elizabeth City State, we could go on and on. Johnson C. Smith.
Right.
Yeah, and the closer proximity, Atlanta, and Atlanta being a hub and probably having more like Fortune 500 companies and that sort of thing.
That's right.
Than New Orleans. So, that makes sense.
More direct flights.
Yeah,
into
that makes sense.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
And you got the Clark Atlanta University stretch there in Atlanta, but there are other HBCUs in Georgia with football teams.
Yeah, and I don't, I don't buy that. Shouldn't say I don't buy, but you talked about more direct flights and that sort of thing. They said, well, it makes it easier for scouts to get in and out of Atlanta than it is, Look, when Doug Williams was at Grambling, Joe Gibbs, who became the head coach of the Washington Redskins and won Super Bowls, spent almost a whole week at Grambling.
Yeah.
Okay, because Doug Williams was there.
Yeah.
And so, they'll go wherever they need to go.
Yeah.
And, however they need to get there, they'll do that.
And there will be students who go to school in New Orleans and Baton Rouge and Grambling who will head to Atlanta
Mm-hmm.
because they want to
Yeah.
get that ATL experience.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
want to be a part of the career fair, get to see the game
Yeah.
there. So it will be good. So the way I'm looking at it is it was good to have it created, founded, started here.
Terrific.
We've had
Terrific.
a good run with them here.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes things move, teams move,
Yeah.
and,
Whole
and
teams.
sometimes events move, and it's been good to have them here, and I look forward to them having a successful stretch in Atlanta,
Mhm.
outside of New Orleans and Atlanta. I'm not sure I see another market like Atlanta. Truthfully, I mean, they could take it to Chicago, but they're no HBCU.
No, it's not. No. Yeah.
You know, he could
That's
say
right.
New York or
Right.
D.C. because there's so many black people. Right?
Mm-hmm.
No HBCUs. They could say Miami because, well, it's great weather in February. You know, some HBCUs not the same thing.
Yeah.
So I think New Orleans and Atlanta made the most sense. Possibility of Texas.
No,
but
no,
the but
Atlanta's. Yeah.
it makes a lot of sense, and so hate to see them go, but I feel good about what they saw. I feel good about what they did for the local economy. Brought people in who might not otherwise do. And let's face it, speaking of those scouts,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I know Atlanta is a really cool place, generally, and for black folks. But you know what? I'm sure some scouts were dying to have a chance to come to New Orleans.
They always want to come to New Orleans.
Yeah, how many nights can I get out of this?
Yep. I mean, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. So good luck to Shaq Harris and Doug Robinson.
Williams.
Williams, and with the Eddie Robinson and Gaither teams, they will live on, and they will do well. Those of you who didn't experience it, was a nice weekend,
Mm-hmm.
a nice weekend
Yeah.
of activities.
Yeah.
And I really like what they did for those young men on the football team and the team staff.
And they enjoyed
well.
it too. I mean,
They
the
absolutely
young
did.
men, the players,
They were
enjoyed
really
it too.
treated nicely. They
because honestly, you knew, and they knew. A lot of them knew that this would be the last football game they would play.
absolutely.
Quite frankly,
Yeah.
and yeah, that made it even more special when you looked at it that way.
Yep. Well, just to give a little bit more context, so that means the HBCU Legacy Bowl will be in Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, there's already the Celebration Bowl
Mm-hmm. Right.
in Atlanta.
The de facto Black College Football National Championship game
Right.
between the champions of the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, called the MEAC, and the Southwestern Athletic Conference, the SWAC.
Yep. Well, so that's a couple of good HBCU bowls. Good for Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Good for Atlanta.
Yep.
We haven't been a Celebration Bowl city, and I think they've established a strong base there. I don't see us getting a Celebration Bowl.
No. No.
So-
No. No.
So congratulations to ATL. They one of the things they do well is they put together the packages and make deals and say you really got to come here. And hey, part of this is about exposing these young men
Mm-hmm.
and other college students to career opportunities, another football game exposure with the scouts. But it's also a business decision.
Yeah.
As well.
Absolutely.
Yep. All right. Well, we're going to go to break, and when we come back, we're going to have more news and information for you in this Good Morning Show. It is 7:22 a.m. You got somewhere to be at 7:30. You got a few minutes to get there. If you need to be there at 7:25, Hopefully you real close because that's only 3 minutes away. Of course, we will be talking about what the heck happened yesterday with the President of the United States just getting up and walking off. My goodness. And then, Scott Pelley and all that drama. And so we're going to have a conversation about that this morning as well. Coming up next, we hope we'll have a conversation about farm sustainability. So we'll see if we can make that happen. This is Will Sutton. I'm here with Ro Brown. This is WBOK. And what is that talk line number, Ro?
The number to call, 504-582-9422. That's 504-582-9422.
This is WBOK, 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
Hoops, Heat, The Truth, on demand. Ball Don't Lie is now live on all podcast platforms. Tap in, search WBOK Media, find Ball Don't Lie, and bring the fire with you wherever you go. Download, share, and leave that 5-star review because the game doesn't stop when the show ends.
Climate Hope NOLA presents this month's climate keyword, adaptation. Climate adaptation means preparing our communities for stronger storms, hotter days, flooding, and rising water. That means planting trees, restoring wetlands, protecting homes, and helping families recover stronger after disasters. In New Orleans, resilience is part of who we are and how we survive. Learn more, stay informed, and take action with Climate Hope NOLA. Visit Team Hope NOLA on Instagram to learn more.
This is The Law in Your Legacy. I'm attorney Pete Hamilton.
I'm attorney Ryan Hamilton.
When it comes to family planning, should you go with a will or a trust?
A will is like leaving instructions to the court. It tells them who gets what, but your family still has to go through a succession, which can be costly and time-consuming.
A trust, on the other hand, avoids court altogether. So when the time comes, everything transfers smoothly to your loved ones.
It's a little more work up front, but way less hassle and expense later. Plan smart, save time, and take care of your family.
This is not legal advice. That's just a tip brought to you by Liberty Bank and Trust. For more information, go to libertybank.net or contact us at 504-915-5016.
Looking for a great deal on your next phone? Come see us at your locally owned AT&T store for the latest Samsung and iPhones. Visit us at 3616 South Carrollton Avenue. We have great offers on watches, tablets, accessories, and internet service. Whatever your connectivity needs are, our team is here to help you keep connected. Visit us today at AT&T, 3616 South Carrollton Avenue. Locally owned and proudly giving back to the community.
Well, Saints of God, this is Pastor David Impartan Sr. coming to you over the airways of WBOK, your favorite host of Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want to invite you to our show every Saturday from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. That's Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want you to invite your family and friends to a broadcast that's designed to change your life, the way you think, the way you act, and what you eat. We want you to tune in every Saturday at 1 o'clock, WBOK, 1230 a.m. See you on Saturday.
LifeCare provides valuable whole life insurance to cover final expenses such as medical bills, burial costs, and unpaid debt. A final expense insurance policy is fast, easy, affordable life insurance that's available to anyone between the ages of 50 and 80. No medical exams, no lengthy questionnaires, and no waiting period. The application process is quick and easy. You can even apply without having to undergo a medical examination. Just answer a few questions and we'll do the rest. With the average funeral cost skyrocketing to $11,000 and Social Security only paying $255, you need simple, affordable peace of mind for you and your whole family. Don't leave behind unpaid expenses that, if left unattended, will burden your family tremendously. Benefits include a guaranteed premium that will never increase, a guaranteed cash value, and a guaranteed death benefit that can never decrease. To find out how you can get final expense insurance with a guaranteed lifetime rate lock, call LifeCare at 800-571-9955. That's 800-571-9955. 800-571-9955.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Starting the new work week, we are going to be on the hotter side as we head throughout the rest of the week. Also, lower rain chances for us, which we could use a break. For today, we'll see highs 87 to 89 degrees, feeling like we're into the mid to upper 90s. And then as far as rain chances go, a few spotty storms as we get to the afternoon. Most areas will stay dry. This same pattern continues for the rest of the week. By Tuesday, though, more temperatures into the 90s. For the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Reshaw.
Good morning, wake up.
The Good Morning Show.
Good morning.
On WBOK. Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I'm Will Sutton. I'm here with Ro Brown, and we are at 7:29 a.m. The time means that if you got to be somewhere at 7:30, you got 1 minute. So I hope you're going to be sliding over to the other side of the bed, firing up that laptop, and getting going. So we got a lot going on, and one of the things that happened last week, we had TimesPicayune.com reporter, chief politics reporter Tyler Bridges in talking about the end of the legislature, and he told us then that he was working on a longer length story about what the heck happened with all of this cracking down on New Orleans legislation, and in particular on New Orleans courts. Well, he wrote that story, and it was published yesterday. Ro and I read that story, and if you want to see it, it's at NOLA.com. And we, the headline on Tyler's story is "Why Did Governor Landry Legislators Crack Down on New Orleans Courts?" Here's the inside story. So it's a bit of a lengthy story.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you see stuff that says 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes to read, indicating this is like a 7-minute estimated read. And I always caution people, that's their guesstimate.
Yeah.
It depends on how you read.
Yeah.
Like if I have time or want to make time, I just read something and I want to go back. Let me read that quote again. So then it's another.
That way
it
too.
might be more like 10.
Or if we use a word, they have to go look up in the dictionary or something.
Absolutely. Well, the report that he did is quite insightful with how things happened with the legislature and the Republican governor and the Republican-controlled legislature to eliminate 9 judgeships in New Orleans, eliminated funding for 10 assistant district attorneys, the official language is warrants, and preventing Calvin Duncan from becoming the Orleans Parish criminal clerk of criminal district court by erasing the job just days before he took office. And of course, we had retired Judge Calvin Johnson in last week talking about some of that in particular. Tyler talked to a number of people, and he clearly talked to some people whose names are not in
Mhm.
the story.
Yeah.
And then other people whose names are in the story, including political consultants and pollsters and some legislators. And one of those is a guy named Bernie Pinochet.
Pinsonet.
Pinsonet.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's quoted as saying the tide has turned against New Orleans politically. In the past, there's always been a segment of the legislature that felt the further you get away from New Orleans, the less you care about it. What's changed is that there are so many Republicans, they have 2/3 control of the House and the Senate, and there aren't many white Democrats to
protect the city. That's an honest assessment.
Whoa.
That's an honest assessment. Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, that's an honest assessment.
I think Mr. Bernie is on to something, and for all those people who say race doesn't matter,
yeah,
I think he's making sure you understand.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
Okay. Mandy Landry.
Mm-hmm.
And then who? And then who?
Well,
it's not like, days before or whatever where there were at least some, but that's about it, I think.
No.
Huh?
No. We have.
Come on, I mean, really. I mean, the people. I mean, well, who do you? Well, put it to you this way: what other white Democrats are in this story?
Well, yeah, but he didn't talk to everybody.
Well, but he didn't. So who else? Who else? I mean, you're looking right now, probably.
Yeah.
And you got to look. There was a time when you didn't have to look.
Well, that's true.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
When you come up with another one, let me know who.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you follow this more than I do.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think part of his point.
Uh-huh.
Is that with the number of Republicans, and he didn't say it this way,
right?
But correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, but no black Republicans, all white Republicans in the legislature. It's not the same thing for some of them to have a casual conversation that becomes a serious conversation versus a black Democrat coming over to them. So a white Republican talking to a white Democrat is, you have some philosophical differences.
Okay.
But maybe there's some things you can talk about because it's not like the black Democrat, and it's like, I see you coming. What you want?
Well, I think that we had more. I guess the New Orleans delegation, and this is something that I really haven't, I haven't looked at. New Orleans delegation at one time had more white Democrats. I mean, even with the change politically.
Amy Freeman, that's who it was.
Okay.
Amy Freeman.
Okay, that's two.
Yeah, right. Well, there are only two.
Well, yeah.
Well, and it's not just from Orleans Parish. It's, from. Anyway.
Yeah, but I know and I understand what you're saying, and I understand what he's saying. I understand the point that you're making. I mean, the point for me, what you're saying is that party is race right now. Okay, when they said that, we're redrawing these districts not because of by race, we're doing it by, political party or philosophy or whatever, or politics, or whatever you want to call it. And right now, Republicans are white and Democrats are black. And I'm sure you could pull out some, there, one or two or three or four or several black Republicans that they can always, show you. But I mean, I think that was one of the points of the whole redistricting thing, that it is race.
Yeah.
The other thing I get from this article, and if people read it, and I think a lot of people should read it, is that the intentionality of everything. That what was done was intentional, and was planned, and was carried out, and that's the main thing that I get from this.
Well, absolutely, and
it wasn't something that just happened.
No, this was deliberate.
Yeah.
This was very much deliberate.
Yeah.
And a game plan from.
And how much of it came from the top?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much of it came from the top? I mean, it might be, Senator Morris from West Monroe, but they were under marching orders. Under marching orders, and probably not just marching orders, but deals.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, they did what they did because they were going to get something out of it.
Absolutely. The Republicans in the legislature were determined, because the big man, Governor Jeff Landry, was determined to get this done and get this done this legislative session. At one point in the story, Tyler references interview that we had with the governor right here on WBOK, 12:30 a.m., and he quotes the governor as saying, which is what he said, quote, "No governor has spent more time in the city of New Orleans than myself. I'm working to try to make the city of New Orleans a better, more hospitable place so we can attract people and businesses and folks can feel safe in that city." That is what he said.
Mm-hmm.
That is what he said.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that no other governor has spent more time in New Orleans than he has.
Yeah.
And then it's a matter of where you spend the time.
That's like
when you do come.
That's like, I've done more for African Americans as president than any other president before.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that's like.
Yeah. Right.
The guy who said that. Okay.
Right.
Right. No one has done more for HBCUs or whatever. Same kind of thing. When I talk about the intentionality of it all, Tyler Bridges also has in this Morris, meaning Jay Morris, the legislator from West Monroe, who put all this forth. Morris has not been on Landry's legislative team, but the governor turned to him to sponsor the 3 New Orleans bills because Morris represents an area distant from New Orleans, chairs one of the Senate Judiciary Committees, and is willing to take political heat.
Mm-hmm.
Intentional,
Absolutely.
he knew who he wanted. He knew who would be, who would do this, and there is something in this for Senator Morris and or his constituency.
Well, we're going to get to some of that.
And I guess that's how it works.
Okay, let me just give you a teaser. Sometime this week, we're going to find a way to talk about Senator Morris's land holdings in northern Louisiana.
Okay.
And some recent sales that probably gave him quite a bit of money to work with. Okay, so I'll kind of leave it at that. Perhaps these things are not tied together.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. But I have some information to share with you, and we're going to get to that. I just need to nail down a thing or two so that we can get to that. So let's just clarify, and we're going to go to talk line. 2 bills we're talking about: eliminating 9 judgeships and a total of 9 judgeships, and a third bill abolishing the Duncan job, the one he was elected to, were sponsored by Jay Morris, and the fourth was sponsored by State Representative Peter Egan from Covington. And that's the one that took away 10 assistant district attorney positions from Orleans Parish District Attorney Jason Williams. And like the, in some cases, the judgeships, some last-minute changes, there were last-minute changes on that one. And that was quite a thing, too, because that's a lot of people. And we'll take a look at that some more as well. Well, let's go to the phone line. Good morning, Ryan. You're on with Will Sutton and Ro Brown. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are y'all doing this morning?
Fabulous, fabulous. You have a question or a comment?
Well, I mean, I guess they all lead into each other, you know. But I had one thing I was thinking about this morning, because this pastor I know was writing something online, of course, and it made me think of a poem, an old poem that I'm sure a lot of us can remember from our childhood and adulthood. It's what was it? I think it's Humpty Dumpty sat on a great wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Anyway, it just kind of reminded me of it. Made me smile. Made me realize that, you know, trust God, trust the process. I did want to talk about Joe, we're talking about the white-black divide of Democrats and Republicans. And I mean, a lot of it is just based on the misinformation around a lot of these small parishes and their local media outlets, and like the way that information is controlled. I know you're talking about the Senate bills. He plans to make New Orleans more safe by eliminating some of the most, you know, some of the judges that make the most impact on the community. Yeah, that's a great idea. And take away money from the DA. Take away money from a prosecutor to prosecute criminals. That makes a lot of sense, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, Lord's blessings, Ryan. Thank you for calling.
Yeah.
Appreciate your call. All right, we're going to move on to Don. Good morning, Don. You're on with Will Sutton and Ro Brown. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. You know, I'm listening to your conversations, your last two conversations about the game, the Legacy Bowl movement, and now the issue of the political shenanigans. But I'm thinking about Dred Scott, 1857, okay? And I'm thinking about the year before, in 1856 in California, Biddy Mason won her citizenship right, respect, but they talk about Dred Scott because of the Supreme Court. Now, my comment is this more about, it may be very obvious, but I'm asking the question and making a comment anyway. It's a common question. Is it more about blacks in leadership? I mean, as long as black people are the labor class, not the decision makers, and even if you are the decision maker, or you win the position of being a decision maker, president of the United States, governor, mayor, those who come behind you undermine everything that you ever did. I mean, it happens in sports, you know, it happens in business. I mean, it happens across the spectrum. Is it about black people, men and women, having the respect of being recognized as decision makers? If you are qualified to be a judge, whether it's criminal court, civil, federal, state, but yet they can go back and undermine any decisions that you made, even though it was within the law and within the parameters of your authority given by and vested by the people. So is this what we're dealing with, and we're not recognizing it to the front? I see many, for instance, in sports, we talk about the players. What are the coaches? How many coaches are being highlighted at the Legacy Bowl? And what coaches, football, HBCU coach, has ever been prosperous or recognized out of Atlanta? Atlanta's not about coaching. It's about the overall progress of a people. And so I'm just making that comment.
Well, let me.
Okay.
Why are we not discussing the issue?
Wait. Okay, we got it.
Hold on. And I'm going to just say just a little bit about one part, and then I'm going to ask Ro to weigh in because he knows way more about this than I do. But this Legacy Bowl has been a wonderful opportunity for HBCU coaches as well.
That's what I was going to say.
You may not have seen it that way because they're not on the field, but that's football. They're not supposed to be on the field. Ro?
Yeah, the coaches who coach in the Legacy Bowl are coaches who have succeeded during the season, just like the players on the field are players who have succeeded during the season. They're selected by, what they've done for that season. And they're highlighted, people like Chennis Berry at South Carolina State, who's coached in all 5 of these bowls. His first one as an assistant and the others as a head coach when he was the head coach at Benedict and rebuilt that program right away, and then went to South Carolina State and, made it to the National Black Championship game after 2 years.
Yeah.
So no, it's but wait. Yeah, the answer is really short. Yeah, you're right. It does have a lot to do with whether or not they want black people making decisions, or whether or not they think black people are even capable of making decisions, or making the decisions that they think are the right decisions. So yeah, you're right. That's what it's all about, also.
All right, thanks, Don. Thanks, Don. We got
two people.
Don, I'm sorry. We're going to have to go to break. We're actually over. So appreciate your call.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, folks, we're going to have to go to break. We're over. We're going to go directly to that. This is WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal is partnering with a tech wonderland right in the middle of New York City. It's called Tomorrow, stylized as TM:RW. And it's designed to showcase the tech and innovation of the future.
Robots, dog robots, holograms, headphones, glasses, meta glasses, just, it's a beautiful place to be. And I think if you're ever in Times Square, you should definitely check it out.
In this conversation on Bloomberg, Shaq explained why he decided to throw his money behind the Times Square-based store.
Well, I always invest in things that I first believe in and, things that are going to change people's lives. This is something that, it's not really a lot of competition out there. And I know once people come inside the store, they will love what they see and they will fall in love with what they see.
Stop by and you might even see Shaq himself, or maybe even a hologram of him.
A beautiful, sexy hologram. It's a hologram, a beautiful, sexy hologram.
I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
It's deck days at Lowe's, and the savings are stacked. Right now, pros get 15% off all in-stock composite decking from top brands like Trex, TimberTech, and Decorators. Plus, get a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt tool. The deck's stacked in your favor with brands pros trust. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
And Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Hey everybody, it's Graylin Bryant Banks.
And Kimber White Dupree.
From the front porch, y'all. You know how we do. Every Monday is Movie Monday.
And Tuesday is Trivia Tuesday.
And y'all know we have nothing but bad cheering coming through here on Wednesday.
But stick with us. On Thursday, we travel.
That's right. And Friday's Free Your Mind Friday, so get your brass up.
Something on your mind? Want to get it off your chest?
Holla at your people. WBOK 1230 AM, the station you listen to.
All day long.
Life has a way of shifting priorities, changing needs, and pivoting plans. Home Bank is there for all of them. Their bankers partner with you for every step along the way, from understanding your needs to celebrating your success. Home Bank is invested in the vibrant spirit of our community and in you. So partner with them. Stop on by any banking center in the greater New Orleans area or visit home24bank.com to get started today. Good for business, good for life. Home Bank, a member of the FDIC.
Good morning, wake up.
The Good Morning Show.
Good morning.
On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I am Will Sutton. I'm here with Ro Brown. We're going to go right to the phone line. Ms. Jones, good morning. You're on with Will Sutton and Ro Brown. How are you? Ms. Jones?
Hello.
Good morning, Ms. Jones. Are you there? Okay, we seem to have lost Ms. Jones, so we're going to
504-582-9422.
All right, call back. All right, we're going to go with Reverend Calhoun. Good morning. You're on with Will Sutton and Ro Brown.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning,
now,
sir.
Look, I want to. Can you hear me?
We can.
So when the governor has came to New Orleans all these times, and I don't know when and where he came, but I do know I've never seen him or heard of him being in the lower 9. I never seen or heard him of being in New Orleans East. I haven't heard of him being in the 7th Ward or the 6th Ward. As a matter of fact, other than the French Quarter, I don't know of anywhere he's been other than anywhere below Canal Street. Now, when he comes, he may come. He might have visited here a lot of times, but he stayed uptown. He didn't come down to where other folks live. Let's go back to the football thing. When we were being recognized at HBCUs, that's what brought us to the next level. It seems to me that there is a deliberate attempt to take away black athletes, control, if you will, black athletes in professional sports. Thirdly, Ro, you're invited to the groundbreaking of call. I know it hurts you every time you pass there, but yeah, you can come to the groundbreaking this month.
Well, what?
Y'all have a good morning.
I didn't understand the control. What do you mean? Control black athletes? What do you mean?
I think that we're giving less opportunities for black athletes to be seen, be exposed, because now it seems like there is a control over the incentive with money now to go to this school or that school. That's going to pull more and more away from our colleges. To me, I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead. I want to hear what you have to say.
It seems to me that there is a dynamic to reduce black populations in schools, especially in black schools, because now I'm going to draw the brightest and the best athletes over to a school that can pay them. All right. Other than giving them a scholarship, now we got another monetary incentive for you to come here. Well, that's just like with this charter management system in New Orleans. They're taking more and more children, taking more and more money, I should say, away from public schools to finance charter management groups.
Well, it's because college athletes are being paid now, that doesn't mean that they're taking more black athletes away from HBCUs. They're not.
Where would you go to school? Were they going to pay you, or you going to bring your talents?
But what I'm saying is, what I'm telling you is that that's not taking more away from HBCUs. It's not taking more away from HBCUs. It's just that it means now that HBCUs can't even compete for those top
That's
athletes
my whole
now.
point.
Well, and they weren't able. They weren't able to compete before.
Okay.
Is my point.
Yeah,
It's not anymore. This isn't. They aren't. That doesn't mean that they're taking even more of them away. And that's not. No, that's not the issue. I mean, those kids were going to go. Those kids are going to go to LSU and Alabama and Ohio State. They were going there already.
Okay.
And then
just now they're getting paid.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say.
You know,
NIL
they weren't
just
going
increased.
to Alcorn.
Yeah.
Okay, and they weren't going to FAMU. Without getting
So
paid, they weren't. Yeah.
So if I'm going to look at this, the incentive then becomes more and more for a child, for a student or athlete to go where he was going to get paid anyway. But let's just say, can Southern compete with LSU in terms of your child going to school that's a college-ready athlete that can play ball or do whatever they do, sing, whatever? Is it more, would you recommend your child to go to which school, Southern or LSU?
Well, let me say this about that, Reverend Calhoun.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about, this is coming out of HBCU Legacy Bowl conversation, football centered, but for black students generally, and for black coaches and others associated with the game. The event is moving. The effort is not stopping. So this will continue in a different city. You also made a point about fewer of the elite athletes going to HBCUs. That's been happening a long time now. But you also mentioned the HBCU enrollment. So let me just bring a couple of things to light. This year is the 12th year that North Carolina A&T is the number one HBCU with enrollment, 15,000 students. And they continue to attract. That is not just based on football. Mm-hmm. And same thing in North Carolina. North Carolina Central University at one time was one of the top enrollments. They still are high. They've got 9,000 students. And so there are a lot of students going to our HBCUs. Not all of them are playing football, so their names are on TV and all. Mm-hmm. So they are making a choice that you're talking about, just not for football. They're making an academic choice. They're making a cultural choice. And so I'm happy to see that, because it's tough for HBCUs, because it costs a lot of money to run a higher education institution of any kind. But I'm glad to see.
You see, when we talk about athletes, black athletes not going to HBCUs and going to predominantly white institutions, we're talking about a small number of people. They might have a big impact, and we might know about them because they're on television or they're in the newspaper, but that's a small number of people in the grand scheme of things.
Yep. Well, Reverend Calhoun, thank you so much for calling. We got to go. We got to break, Reverend Calhoun.
Wait on. I'll talk. Bro, you can come to the night ward again.
What do you mean, come to the night ward again?
Well, speaking of going to the...
I got to go.
Bye.
I got to go.
All right. Speaking of going to the lower ninth ward, we're going to see what we can do to get Governor Landry down there.
Yeah.
How about that?
And don't forget it. But don't forget.
Yeah,
I'm gonna call you.
He needs to see some things.
I'm gonna call you about that lunch, Rev.
All right.
Don't forget.
All right.
All right. Whenever you're ready, Doc, I'm here.
All right. Lord's blessings. Have a fabulous day.
Gentlemen.
All right, folks. Good conversation. Thanks to the callers for chiming in. It is 8:01 a.m. We got to go to break. And when we come back, we're going to be talking with none other than Norman Robinson. So we're going to be talking to our good brother about what the heck happened yesterday with the Kirsten Welker interview. What's going on with Scott Pelley and CBS? What is happening on this national media broadcasting landscape? And we're going to be happy to have him in conversation. Don't want you to get so excited that you want to get on like in the first 2 minutes that he's on, because we need him to talk and talk with us about this. But, Ro, there'll be a chance for calls. What's that phone number?
504-582-9422. That's 504-582-9422.
This is WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
WBOK New Orleans, home of the Good Morning Show, 7 to 9 a.m. weekdays.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. A New Jersey officer named Daryl Brown is facing charges after allegedly stealing a journalist's camera bag during a protest outside an ICE detention center in Newark. The Photog's attorney, Wiley Stecklow.
This is not a random theft of personal items like a wallet or clothing. It was a targeted seizure of a work bag filled with tools protected by the First Amendment.
Authorities say an AirTag helped them track the stolen gear worth about $10,000 to the officer's home. Louisiana Citizens Property Insurance Corporation has paid off the debt from Hurricanes Katrina and Rita. Officials marked the milestone with a bond retirement ceremony ending nearly $2 billion in storm-related losses. And Kanye West will be allowed to perform in the Netherlands after a judge ruled his concerts don't pose a threat to public safety. The decision comes despite concerns over his past comments as shows move forward. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I'm Will Sutton, and with me is Ro Brown.
Good morning.
Good calls.
Yes.
Conversation.
Yes.
There's a difference between talking about HBCU football versus HBCUs.
Yeah.
And I appreciate your point that it's a small number of people with a lot of attention.
Yeah.
Vis-a-vis.
And you've heard me say this before. You've heard me say this before. I mean, I'm a sports guy. That's what I am. Okay. Mm-hmm. But I've always been leery and always worried that HBCUs have been reduced to three things: football, step shows, marching bands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And it's a lot more than that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's not what they were there. That's not what they're there for.
Right.
Those three. Those things are good. They're nice. They're important. They're cultural and all that good stuff. But that's not what HBCU means.
Indeed. Well, we're going to have our friend Norman Robinson join us. Good morning, Norman. You're on with Will Sutton and Ro Brown. How are you, good brother?
Do people actually get up this early?
Now, Norman, come on now. Now, it's, this is Mr. Norman, okay? And, at my house, that's what he's always called. And you know who that comes from, Norman, Mr. Norman. Just the other day, she said, boy, these people are nothing like Mr. Norman, but I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that.
That's my girl. That's my girl. Yep. Well, let's start with kind of an overview of national broadcast media generally. A lot of the focus recently has been on CBS for a number of reasons, not the least of which is a woman named Barry Weiss, and more recently because of what's happened with people leaving, and highest profile recently, Scott Pelley. We'll get to what happened yesterday with the president, but give us your take on what are we watching with national broadcast media and CBS in particular.
Well, actually, Will, I'm very proud of what Scott Pelley did. It reminded me of the confrontation I had with David Duke back in 1991 when he was running for governor, and I actually confronted him on his record. And there was a lot of blowback from his supporters and others about me stepping outside of my professional role as a journalist and becoming a combatant. And I see what Scott Pelley did as trying to hold the powerful people's feet to the fire. He had watched them come in and dismantle and defile the golden standard of journalism, and he knew what was going on. He couldn't say it. He couldn't really call them out publicly before they had that staff meeting. Mm-hmm. And he thought they would come in contrite and with the attitude of trying to work things out with the old guard who were the standard bearers for journalism and integrity at CBS. And what he got was a very arrogant newcomer who walked in reading a script from his phone that obviously had been written for him. And that was an insult. And it reminded me of what the old people used to say about an untenable situation where you just had all you could stand. That is, it's like the cat making love to the skunk. You enjoyed about as much as you could stand, and you had to get out of there.
Oh boy, I tell you.
It's only so much you can take. It was like standing in front of Duke. Here he was, the former head of Grand Dragon, and I'm supposed to treat him like he's he's a normal candidate, like nothing ever happened, like he wasn't the head of an organization that had lynched and terrorized African Americans historically, and here was Pelley looking in the face of people who had no experience, who were there simply because they were political puppets, and sent in to dismantle an organization that the president had a problem with, and he had to do what he did, and I think he was right for doing it, and he just pulled the covers off of them. And it's no secret that David Ellison, the billionaire owner of the company that bought CBS, is a Trump ally. In fact, he had tried to several months ago arrange a special dinner between the president and the staff of journalists at CBS, to have a dinner just for them at the White House, so that they could get to have a conversation with the President of the United States, and that didn't go over well. That went over like the turd in the punch bowl. But what's happening with corporate media and the White House is very, very concerning.
Yeah.
And I think that's what set Pele off. And I'm glad he did what he did because now the White House has been put on notice, and I think other people who are journalists have been put on notice that the public expects them to hold the president to account. I mean, because until Pele did what he did, and of course Kristen Welker always did put the president on the spot. She had the opportunity to talk to him, but I think media in general has handled the president with kid gloves. And I'm just sick and tired of it.
Yeah.
I think Pele feels the same way.
Yeah. Some context, we're talking to Norman Robinson, legendary anchor, but you worked at CBS.
Yeah, I did for a year.
Mm-hmm.
I worked at CBS, and those are some of they do a fine job of researching their material.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't just pop up and start doing reports just like talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
They actually do a thorough job of researching their topic. So there's no question about their professionalism.
You were a White House correspondent, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That means you
Yeah.
were part of the White House Correspondents Association?
Yes. You're anybody who is a member of the team that covers the president is automatically considered a member of the White House Correspondents Association. Yes.
Okay, so here's my question. The dinner.
Oh.
To me, if Donald Trump is going to be at the dinner, he has control of the White House Correspondents Association. Would I be correct in thinking that if he is going to speak?
No, that's not how it's supposed to work.
No. But I'm saying if he is going to speak, which he was before the guy came in with the gun and all, okay, and if they have rescheduled this and he's going to be there again, and remember he was there and all the cabinet was there, so it was probably made mandatory. That tells me that the White House Correspondents Association isn't running that dinner.
No, this is the way it works. The president is always invited, and the president always has an opportunity to speak, because what happens is traditionally, I don't know what kind of terms they worked out with Donald Trump, but historically what happens is the president has an opportunity to roast the president. The president is roasted, and then after the roasters are done making fun of the president, then the president gets up and has an opportunity to make a speech where he responds to all those people, everything that everybody said about him during the roast.
So he is in his second term as president, Norman, and he's never done this before.
No, he's not done that before.
But he's doing it now.
I was surprised that they invited him. I really was.
And
and that goes back to what I was talking about originally when they were deferring to the president of the United States, and I wasn't very happy about the fact that they had decided to include him.
But isn't it traditional? Aren't you saying that traditionally the president, whoever he is, since we haven't had a woman, that person is always invited?
And I know that, but the fact of the matter is that he hasn't gone before. He hasn't been there since he was picked apart by Barack Obama at the same dinner. He has never been there before since that. So I'm telling you, if Donald Trump is at this thing, the White House Correspondents Association does not have control of this. He is in control of this. That's all I'm saying.
That's the only reason he showed up.
Yep.
That's the only reason he shows up at anything is if he has control of it.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. I know what tradition is, and I know what the tradition has been. But I'm saying, just like everything else, the tradition is gone. You know, traditionally, the president couldn't demolish the East Wing before now.
This is true.
Well, nobody would think to do that.
Okay. Well, I'm saying, but, you know, traditionally, they wouldn't put a UFC fight, you know, there at the White House. Traditionally.
Oh, God.
Okay, you know, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, he is in control of that. And all the reason why I brought that up is because we're talking about the presidency and the media and that sort of thing.
Yeah. I take your point, bro. You're right. You know, in this situation, under the present circumstances, he is in control because he wouldn't show up.
No.
He wouldn't show up unless he could control what was going to happen.
Right.
And because they decided with him being there, they wouldn't have a comedian as the master of ceremony.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there wasn't going to be any roasting of the President of the United States.
There'll be roasting of others.
Yeah.
There won't be any roasting of him.
This is true. Yeah.
All right, gents. We're going to take a break. Hold on, Norman. We got some more questions and commentary we want to hear from you after we take this break. We had certainly a big blow up yesterday. I want to get some insights on that when we come back from the break. And we'll be taking some calls before the end of the show. Ro Brown, what is that talk line number?
The number to call is 504-582-9422.
This is WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
Good Friday morning, everyone. I'm Elizabeth.
New Orleans never sleeps, and neither does WBOK. Now, every voice, every moment, and every show is in your pocket. Search WBOK Media wherever you get podcasts. Download, share, rate us 5 stars. Because when you support us, you amplify Black voices and the New Orleans culture.
New Orleans, the city of festivals and second chances. This is Mr. Rocky of Faithers in Jesus the Christ, inviting everyone to come to the table of grace. No matter where you are or what you're dealing with, guilt, bad habits, mistakes, or heavy hearts, Jesus still calls us his friend, and his grace is waiting for us. Tune in to WBOK 1230 AM or watch live on Facebook or Instagram. We'll reflect on his work on the cross, his resurrection, his ascension, and the hope of his return for we who that believe and have received him by faith. So join us at the table of grace, where mercy is fresh, forgiveness is real, and grace is served for people like you and me.
Climate Hope NOLA presents this month's climate keyword, adaptation. Climate adaptation means preparing our communities for stronger storms, hotter days, flooding, and rising water. That means planting trees, restoring wetlands, protecting homes, and helping families recover stronger after disasters. In New Orleans, resilience is part of who we are and how we survive. Learn more, stay informed, and take action with Climate Hope NOLA. Visit Team Hope NOLA on Instagram to learn more.
This is The Law in Your Legacy. I'm attorney Pete Hamilton.
I'm attorney Ryan Hamilton. Comparing the cost of will, successions, and trusts.
A will might only be a few $100s, but your family could end up paying more in legal fees.
Trust costs more upfront, but saves time, stress, and potentially thousands.
Think of it as paying a little now to avoid a big bill later. Smart planning means big savings for your family. This is not legal advice. That's just a tip brought to you by Liberty Bank and Trust. For more information, go to libertybank.net or contact us at 504-915-5016.
Greetings and salutations. I am Edward B. Coulon Smith, chairman of the board of the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. We'd like to invite you to tune in every Wednesday at 12 noon on WBOK to listen in on Black to Business and be a part of the movement that's going on. Thank you.
This is Andronika Morris, host of Put Housing First. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock where we will discuss how housing affects every aspect of our lives and what's necessary, what's needed to guarantee housing for all. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock as we dig down deep onto the issues that affect all of us.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Starting the new work week, we are going to be on the hotter side as we head throughout the rest of the week. Also, lower rain chances for us, which we could use a break. For today, we'll see highs 87 to 89 degrees, feeling like we're into the mid to upper 90s. And then as far as rain chances go, a few spotty storms as we get to the afternoon. Most areas will stay dry. This same pattern continues for the rest of the week. By Tuesday, though, more temperatures into the 90s. For the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Rishaw.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I'm Will Sutton, and with me here is Ro Brown.
Good morning.
We're in conversation with our friend Norman Robinson, talking about the national broadcast landscape and how things are changing for the worse. And one of the, not totally unexpected, I guess, but latest incidents was yesterday with Kristen Welker as she was interviewing President Donald J. Trump. And my opinion, I mean, she had some good questions. One of the best things that happens with somebody who's a good interviewer, they ask the question and they listen to the answer. And that might be okay. Or they listen and answer and say, well, let's dive in on that.
Yeah.
Or in this case, that's not true. Which is what she said at one point.
Yeah.
And I'd be curious what you think, Norman, but I think that was the beginning of the I don't think I'm going to sit here anymore when the president popped up and told her it's been nice, which of course he didn't mean. Took off the microphone and jetted away from the lighted area to do the interview. She begged, not begged, but made note of.
Yeah.
I traveled all the way here to interview you, sir. The president of the United States. Didn't matter to him. What's your take on what happened?
Well, I mean, Donald Trump, he has he has this neurosis. When I was a Neiman Fellow at Harvard, I took this political political course from Professor Martin Kilson, and he said that some white people have a neuroses when it comes to dealing with black people and specifically black women. Donald has an inferiority complex when it comes to black women, and I don't know what happened. Maybe he was slapped really hard by a black woman at some point in his life.
I like that possibility. That very well could have happened. Now that we know more about his past.
Was that during childhood or what?
Oh, no, that's not what I think.
I know what you think.
All right.
I'm just trying to be nice.
As you know, black women don't play. They don't play that.
Yeah.
You know, they do not play that. So they'll get in your case and read the riot act to you. And he thinks that when he approaches a situation with a black woman, that he's dealing with somebody that he needs them to knuckle under to make him feel better, I think. And if they don't, then he resorts to the thing that he does with everybody else, and that is trying to insult their character or their intelligence. And Kristen wasn't having any of that. She was not going to, because he normally likes to overtalk you, and
right.
And I just hate it when reporters let him do that.
Yeah.
And she said the one thing that he could not actually abide, and that was, that's not true.
Yeah.
She was actually calling out his lying ways, and he can't stand that. I mean, he can't handle that. I mean, she cut up his reality card, you know.
Yeah.
She held the mirror up to his face, and showed him that he was actually nothing but a lying liar. That's what he does, and he gets away with it with other reporters. But he didn't get away with it with her because she kept interrupting him, saying, "Now that's in a sense saying that's not what I asked you, and you haven't answered the question. And where's your evidence? You keep saying that this was that. You keep saying that this was rigged. You keep saying that this was stolen. There's been no evidence of that. Where's your evidence?" You know.
Yeah, two things.
Hey,
two things I thought about. First of all, you know, and you may have seen this text last night. He likes her. Okay. He likes her. Okay.
Yeah.
He didn't come down near as hard on her as he has on some of the others. The worst thing that I heard him say about her was that she's crooked.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the only thing that I heard him say about her, about Kristen Welker. Okay. And then I saw also that Christian Welker said that they have spoken since that interview, and he has agreed to talk to her again.
Oh, really?
How do you think that next interview is going to go? You know, and I prefaced it with, you know, I really, because she's had more access to him previously. To me, you know, just, you know, it seems to me that she has, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. That's good. I'm not getting on anybody about that, but you know, he wasn't that rough on her as he's been on some others. And I've also heard that. I heard him say that yesterday, that they've talked since then and agreed to talk to her again. So whatever that means.
Yeah, well, I don't see that interview coming off any better, and unless she decides that she's going to change her approach.
Mm-hmm.
And if she decides to change her approach, that means she's capitulated,
right?
Because of some pressure she's receiving, and that would really be sad.
Yeah.
I would really be disappointed
if
that turned out to be the case.
Norman, is there anything that she asked, anything in the way she handled the interview that you thought was unprofessional or that it didn't have to happen that way. Anything like that, anything that they could look at as they look at the tape over and over and over again, that it's like, that moment, anything like that.
No, I don't think there was anything unprofessional about the way she handled herself.
Nope.
I thought she was very calm, very even-keeled, very, very composed in her demeanor, the way she handled him. I don't think I could ever be that composed if I was talking to that fool. I might end up in jail because I might stand up and cross the street, just slap the slap the snot out of it. But,
yes, you could. Yes, you could.
It'd take a lot of prayer, Ro. A lot of prayer and meditation. I'd have to talk to myself before I did the interview, but it would be very trying. No, I think she's probably one of the more professional interviewers when it comes to dealing with Donald Trump, because she never lets him ruffle her feathers.
Right.
So let me ask you about the closing that went something like this. When she was talking about asking him about holding on to the 2020 election, calling it rigged, and saying that, and she was saying that it's a meticulous vote counting process. It was mail-in voting that kind of pissed him off, even though he's done mail-in voting. And at one point he said, "They're crooked, just like you're crooked." And she said, "To be fair, I'm not crooked, but let's continue." and then the president says, "You're either crooked or you're stupid. Let's call it quits because I've had enough. Thank you, darling. Have a good time." My question is, calling her crooked and calling her darling, was that professional?
Well, it wasn't professional. It was it was sexist. It was misogynistic. It was condescending what he did. That was his way of I guess getting out of the situation as tactfully as in his, if you could use the word tact in reference to him, that was his way of disengaging. That was the way that he could get out of a situation that was obviously very uncomfortable for him. There's nothing professional about the president, this particular president. He's déclassé, as they say. He has no grace. There is nothing classy about him. He is. Somebody called him a redneck. I think the other day. He's a New York redneck. That's basically what he is. The man is insufferably impolitic, impolite. He's just totally crass. There's nothing. I don't see any redemptive characteristics about this man. Yeah. So no, there's nothing about him that I could point to that would define him as professional. Mm-hmm. He's totally unprofessional.
All right. Well, I know you got some other things to do that don't involve us today, and we appreciate you coming on the Good Morning Show and taking this time to provide some more context and some insights. Before we let you go, since people hear you on WBOK on a regular basis with your commentary, tell us about what you do, how you go about this, and how you've been enjoying this opportunity.
Oh, I love the opportunity to speak my mind and to say what's on my mind without any constraints, without having to beg somebody to allow me to express my opinion. I generally talk about what I see as as a subject or an issue that needs to be addressed, and I get an opportunity to exercise my 75-year-old mind in an effort to try to keep up with what's going on. And what I enjoy about it, Will, is the opportunity to do a little research, to do a little digging in, and to say some of the things that I thought about when I was anchoring that I couldn't say because of the position that I had, that I can now say because I'm my own editor.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Which is obvious because I can't imagine you sitting at the anchor desk at Channel 6 or at Channel 4 talking about tits on a chicken. And let me say that 1991 interview that Norman referenced, or not the interview, but the debate with David Duke, when, some people took him to task for stepping out of the bounds of a journalist and acting like, what he is, a black person with the possibility of a Ku Klux Klansman becoming the next governor, and his concern for that. Norman, there were people that I talked to. I was surprised the number of people who were in the media, good people who I respected, who actually felt that you had stepped out of bounds.
Oh, yeah.
And I told them, my question to them was, did you think Edward R. Murrow stepped out of bounds when he did what he did with Joe McCarthy?
There you go.
And everybody I said that to stopped and said, well, I never thought about it that way, but you're probably right. I said, I know I'm right.
No, because Edward R. Murrow was a white guy.
Yep. So
I told you they have this new racist thing about blackness.
Mm-hmm.
They really do.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah.
They're intimidated by the blackness.
Yeah.
And it's insane. And it's pitiful, but it happens to be very true, especially if you've got a deep voice.
Right.
Yeah, you're right about that.
All right. Well, you can hear Norman Robinson right here on WBOK off the top. And yeah, buddy, there's some fiery things that come off the top.
That and, you couldn't sit at the anchor desk and say, damn it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Norman, for joining our WBOK family of listeners with your comments, insights, and remember, you can hear him each day. Lord's blessing, sir.
Thank
Have
you,
a fabulous day.
Thank you, Mr. Norman.
All right, I'm going back to bed.
Okay. All righty. Well, we've got a phone call coming in. Good morning, Pop Jones. It's Will Sutton and Ro Brown. How are you, good sir?
Thank you very much for taking my call.
Absolutely.
Good morning.
All right. I wanted to holler at Norman and show him great respect. First, I wanted to say I was one of the first ones to meet Norman when he came here on Channel 8. Ask him, do you know the Lombard family?
Okay. All right, we'll do that.
And he is such a great, along with all the other, with you, Will, and Ro, and all the rest of Kim, Braylon, and all the rest of, and a man, that come on at 4 o'clock.
Gerard Stevens.
Gerard Stevens. Mm-hmm. He don't think he is, but I've been knowing him a long time. He's such a welcome addition because he knows all so much. The president has no respect for nobody, but most women and nobody else, but most especially reporters, black reporters. He really disrespect them. And Norman knows him to a T. And I enjoy listening to Norman with his commentaries and learn. I mean, it's just I pray that WBOK will continue to be on the station, because I listen to you, Ro, Eddie Francis, whoever guests you got on, Dr. Sanders, and everybody. But I want to ask one question.
We're listening.
Will, since you the host,
we got
that's
got
right.
A couple people.
Am I some kind of radical or something when I call a station?
Are you a radical? No, you're not a radical.
Yeah, in other words, when I call a station, I'm questioned about. A lot of times I can't even get in. Then I'm questioned about what I'm gonna talk about, what I'm gonna ask. Do I disrespect anybody or anything?
No. Here, okay, let me give you some insight. So when we have scheduled guests, we schedule them and we want to hear from them. So if someone wants to call in, we'd like to know if it's about what they're talking about,
okay,
or if that person wants to talk to them, because otherwise we're going to let them go.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So you just said.
Something?
So let me just use what you said as an example. You just said you were hoping to shout out to Norman. So if we had known that, we wouldn't have sent him off without hearing from Pop.
Will.
Yep.
No disrespect to you. You have another job, right?
I do.
All right. Now listen at this. I want you to listen at that. No disrespect to you.
Okay.
I listen to WBOK. I don't work. I'm retired.
Yep.
I listen to WBOK mostly all day long.
Yep. Absolutely.
Whenever I'm not doing something else.
Right.
All right. They got some people come on. They almost seem like they're a host. They stay on as long as they want to, with no question. Me being a long-time caller, it look like I'm limited what you're going to say, what you're going to talk about, and like if I'm being disrespectful to somebody or something. I'm trying to figure that I have my ideas about it, but I'm not going to even express that.
Well,
I'll just let my lips be sealed.
Well, Pop.
But I'm saying, they got people come on there and take up the whole program.
No, that doesn't happen.
Well, Pop, let me say, and this is Ro. You're asked those questions when you call because let me give you an example.
And it's not just you.
If we're talking about L.B. Landry, okay?
That's why I graduated.
I know. That's why I said that, okay? If we're talking about L.B. Landry, all right, and somebody calls and wants to talk about St. Mary's Academy, well, that's not what we're talking about right now, okay? That's why you're asked, what do you want to talk about? Because it's not fair if I'm sitting here and you're interviewing me about something and, there's something I'm talking about, and then you have somebody call and they want to talk about something else. That's the only reason why you're asked that. You're not being screened. You are being screened, but what you said.
Oh, okay, Will.
Yeah.
Now, look, here's where I'm going to disagree with you.
Okay.
They got a lot of people, regular callers, they call the subject is so far off from what y'all talking about, y'all let them talk all day.
No, I disagree with you on that. So yeah, you're right. We're going to disagree on that.
Yeah.
We do not have anybody talking all day, and we ask people.
But they talk off the subject.
Well,
they talk about what they want to talk about.
That's why we try to catch this as often as we can. And Pop, we love you. We really appreciate that you are a part of our WBOK family of listeners.
I'm not the sharpest knife for the job, but I just asked the whole question.
Look, as I've told you before, and I know others have told you before, sharp isn't the only purpose for a knife. There are different types of knives for different reasons, and you in the draw for a purpose. And part of that purpose, thank God, is that you've chosen us to be an important part of your day, because you don't have to make WBOK a part of your day, whether it's a Good Morning Show, the Front Porch, Tava Smiley, a reality check. You don't have to do that, and we understand that. So please know that you're not the only one being asked questions, and sometimes people lie, and then we try to take it from
I
there.
only wanted to know if I was doing something wrong.
No, you're not. Just help us out.
No.
Just help us out. I
But
mean,
I
for instance, if you had said, I have something for Norman Robinson wouldn't have been let go without that happening. Absolutely would not have happened. But if somebody called while Norman Robinson was on and they said, isn't it a beautiful day? I think it's going to rain. No. We got to cut them off. That's
Thank you for the weather report, but that's not what we're talking about right now.
And so that's the difference. And if you want to disagree about that, I guess we can disagree about that. But we still want you to call in. We still want you to listen. And I appreciate when I hear you on some of the other shows because there are different types of shows. Well, Lord's blessings, Pop Jones. We're going to have to go take a break, and we'll be back closing out the show.
Y'all have a blessed day.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, folks. It's 8:48 a.m. We got some NBA Finals going on. Another game tonight, right?
Game 3 tonight.
Yeah, all right. Let's talk about that in a bit after the break. This is WBOK, 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal is partnering with a tech wonderland right in the middle of New York City. It's called Tomorrow, stylized as TM:RW. And it's designed to showcase the tech and innovation of the future.
Robots, dog robots, holograms, headphones, glasses, meta glasses. Just, it's a beautiful place to be. And I think if you're ever in Times Square, you should definitely check it out.
In this conversation on Bloomberg, Shaq explained why he decided to throw his money behind the Times Square-based store.
Well, I always invest in things that I first believe in and, things that are going to change people's lives. This is something that, there's not really a lot of competition out there. And I know once people come inside the store, they will love what they see and they will fall in love with what they see.
Stop by and you might even see Shaq himself, or maybe even a hologram of him.
A beautiful, sexy hologram. It's a hologram, a beautiful, sexy hologram.
I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
It's deck days at Lowe's, and the savings are stacked. Right now, pros get 15% off all in-stock composite decking from top brands like Trex, TimberTech, and Decorators. Plus, get a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt tool. The deck's stacked in your favor with brands pros trust. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
And Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
AURN News.
I'm Ebony McMorris. The federal government released its May jobs report showing the economy added 172,000 jobs last month, well above the 85,000 economists had forecasted. The national unemployment rate held steady at 4.3%. But for black workers, the picture is more complicated. The black unemployment rate came in at 6.6% in May, compared to 3.8% for white workers. That gap has persisted for decades with no sign of closing. Economists at the National Community Reinvestment Coalition note that a decline in black male labor force participation, meaning some workers have stopped exactly looking for jobs and are no longer counted in unemployment figures. Long-term unemployment, workers jobless for 6 months or more, is up more than 500,000 over the past year, a trend researchers tie in part to ongoing federal workforce reductions that disproportionately affect black workers. For AURN News, I'm Ebony McMorris.
Hello, friend. Tavis Smiley here with a special announcement. You can catch my show at a new time. Weekdays from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Same great topics, same great guests, same great conversations, just a little earlier in the day. It's Tavis Smiley, weekdays 1 to 4 p.m. only on WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about.
Transform your bathroom with the beautiful quality of Bath Planet. As a trusted leader in bathroom renovation, Bath Planet has earned the Good Housekeeping seal, a symbol of quality and consumer confidence for over 100 years. Get half off installation or 18 months with no interest and no payments. Whether it's tub replacement, a shower replacement, or a tub-to-shower conversion, Bath Planet makes your custom bath fast, easy, and affordable. Here's how it works. 1. Call to schedule your free, no-obligation consultation. 2. Our design experts come to you with real samples to customize your dream bath. 3. Our certified installers complete the transformation in as little as 1 day. And right now, for a limited time, you can upgrade your bathroom for 50% off installation or choose 18 months with no interest and no payments. But you need to call now. This special offer is only available by calling 800-981-8177. That's 800-981-8177. Call 800-981-8177 right now before the offer ends.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. For those of you who have been in tune with us since the 7 o'clock hour or even the 8 o'clock hour, please, it's not a school day, but there are plenty of summer camps around. Be safe, protect yourself, watch out for the crazy drivers, and watch out for the kiddos and the babies going to summer camp or wherever they might be going. They might not be going anywhere. They might be hanging out on the porch, on the stoop, on the sidewalk, and in the street. Different kind of care needs to be taken as you get up and get out this morning. Coming up in a few minutes will be the front porch, and ask you to be sure to tune in because that's always a good show. Ro Brown.
Yes, sir.
We got a game coming up tonight, right?
Game 3 of the NBA Finals. National Basketball Association, Madison Square Garden in New York. It moves from San Antonio to New York. The New York Knicks have a 2-0 lead over the San Antonio Spurs. So game 3 tonight. Things are really hopping in New York. The Knicks have not won the NBA championship since 1973. And, Celebrity Row, all the celebrities at the games and everything. And, there will not be a watch party outside tonight. Like you see, they have thousands of people outside at some place, gathering, watching the game on a big screen. Not doing that tonight in New York. It's been washed away because the president will be there.
Okay.
So Secret Service and New York Police Department said, no, we're not going to do that tonight since he's here. But anyway, game 3, Victor Wembanyama against Jalen Brunson and crew. Should be good. You'll be hearing a lot about this because it's New York.
Right.
You'll be hearing about this in your newscasts and everything because it's New York.
New York.
Yep.
So good. I had to say it twice, name it twice. So I keep looking daily to see what these prices are like and the latest.
What's the latest you got? Ticket prices he's talking about.
$6,000.
To sit way up top.
Way up top. $6,000. Not a family package of 4.
No.
One seat. One seat.
One butt in one seat.
Right. And if you want to get near the court, $95,000. Madison Square Garden It's New York. It's the Knicks. Haven't been here in a long time. They're playing the Spurs. That's part of the attraction, but it's the Knicks driving and their history driving a lot of this. And already looking ahead to Game 4 with the idea that maybe the Knicks will win tonight, and then that would be a clincher. The seats
in New York
going for $10,700. And that's the cheap seats, because there's some other seats that you can get for more than that.
Yeah.
If you really want to be on the court, like right up there, where you can see the sweat and all, and just kind of give you an idea of the at the moment the ticket prices for the next game, Game 5, if there is to be a Game 5, the ticket prices are at $1,900. I think that's the market saying, we think we like the idea of the Knicks winning, so we're going to get more of our money now.
Yeah. And it's, New York, San Antonio, different market, Yeah. Because Game 5 would be in San Antonio.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. That's part of it. Put it this way. The NBA Finals, like the Super Bowl, when you look at these ticket prices, these are two events that are made for television.
Yep.
For most of us, made for television.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us here at the Good Morning Show. Don't forget, stay tuned right where you are on WBOK 1230 AM radio, or catch WBOK on YouTube or on Facebook Live, because Kemba White Dupree will be coming up next on the front porch. Lord willing, I'll be back here again tomorrow. How about you, Ro Brown?
Yes, sir.
All right.
He's letting me come back tomorrow.
All right. Sounds good.
So I guess I will.
I like it. All right. Well, this is WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about.
Oh.